Surprise! Today on Jazzy Vegetarian, tofu tastes totally tantalizing with a fun and easy-to-make supper.
Easy supper, yeah.
With a baked entree,
Tofu surprise.
sassy salad parfait,
Avocado salad parfait.
and a simple-to-make chocolatey dessert.
Easy supper, yeah.
This menu will make tofu the new rock star in your kitchen, so stay tuned.
Jazzy, you're gonna be healthy with the Jazzy Vegetarian. Jazzy, so snazzy. We're gonna cook something healthy and light. Jazzy, so snazzy.
So join me in the kitchen right
We're
now.
gonna cook something healthy and light. That's right.
Tofu makes a wonderful addition to any plant-based meal. And today I make serving this soybean-based wonder easy and delicious. The star of our meal is my Parchment Wrapped Tofu Surprise, filled with tender tofu, savory mushrooms, and tangy tomatoes, all wrapped up in an enticing package. And then, for the first course, festive avocado salad parfaits make a fun starter. And for dessert, tofu is the feature once again in my creamy and delicious peanut butter chocolate mousse. Yum! So stick around for my surprisingly simple tofu meal. Parchment Wrapped Tofu Surprise! I just love this dish because this is a great way to introduce someone to tofu if they haven't had it before as a main dish. It provides a great source of plant protein, and we're going to marinate it, and it's going to be stacked at the bottom of our little Parchment Wrapped Tofu Surprise packages, and they're going to be smothered in some beautiful vegetables. I've got some onions, some tomatoes, a nice yellow summer squash, and some sliced mushrooms. So easy to do for a weeknight meal. Now, when I was a young girl, I was a Girl Scout, and we used to make this dish over the fire. And what we'd use is an empty tin tomato can, and at the bottom of it, we would put our protein. Now, when I was a little girl, that would be meat, and then we would layer it with tomatoes and mushrooms and onions and lots of different vegetables. We would cover it up, we would put it into the fire, and we would let it cook. So that's actually what inspired this Parchment Wrapped Tofu Surprise. Now, of course, these days we would never cook something in an aluminum can, so the parchment is just beautiful. We're going to wrap them in parchment first, and then we are going to wrap the parchment tightly in aluminum. That's going to keep the steam in, just like that campfire did when I was a Girl Scout, and really make some very, very tantalizing, well, it's a surprise, because when you serve it to your guests, you're going to serve it in the parchment. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. You're going to see. But we've got to make our tofu cutlets to start. And this is our tofu. And we've been draining it in a colander over a bowl. And we've been letting that water drain out of it, for about a half hour or so. I'm using one block, about 14 ounces, of firm, regular tofu today, and you can also use extra firm, regular tofu. Just want to press out a little bit more of that water. You do want to make sure you get most of the water out of this. So you want to put that on your cutting board. What you want to do is take your firm tofu, and we're going to make 4 slices lengthwise and get some nice thin pieces of tofu to make the base of our tofu surprise. You want to take a nice sharp knife, like I have here. There, you got one cutlet. And just slice right down like that. So you end up with 4 beautiful cutlets that are going to provide the base for our tofu surprise. And then I've got an 8x8 baking pan, and I'm going to carefully transfer these tofu slices into the baking pan so they're kind of tightly meshed together. Perfect. And now we're going to marinate them. We're going to let them marinate for about 5 to 10 minutes, even up to 20 minutes, while we put the rest of our tofu surprise together. So for each cutlet, we are going to drizzle 1/2 teaspoon of tamari. nice mild flavor of this tamari is really going to flavor them up, make a great base for our tofu surprise. And then I've got all-purpose seasoning. You could also use some Italian seasoning if you like. You could use a 5-spice seasoning. That would be really fantastic with this. Anything you like, because once again, remember, the tofu is going to take on the taste of whatever seasoning you use. So I like to do, about a 1/4 teaspoon of the seasoning over each tofu slice. Let me just wash off my hands. So let's just set this aside. Now, veggies, veggies, veggies. Love those veggies. I love going to the farmer's market. I love going to the vegetable market. You walk in there and you see all those beautiful vegetables, and I just start going to town. I love mixing and matching the colors. What is plant-based cooking all about? It's about a rainbow of colors. What is great nutrition all about? It's about a rainbow of colors. We always want to have a rainbow of colors on our plate and in the dishes that we eat. First of all, it makes them delicious, and it makes them nutritious too. So I'm going to slice up some onions for this. I've got this beautiful sweet onion. I want to get some nice hearty slices. Oh yeah, these are beautiful. And you're going to have about 2 slices of onion in each of your tofu surprise packages. And we're going to make way for the other veggies that we're going to put in our tofu surprise. I absolutely love squash. And in the summertime, when you go to the farmer's market, you see those big, huge zucchini squash and summer squash. It's a great time to use them in a dish like this. So we're going to cut this into pretty thin slices. I like to do it somewhat diagonally. And we're going to have about 5 to 6 slices in each of our packages.
Cut the squash. Oh, we got the squash in the tofu surprise. Yes, we've got some squash. Cut the squash. Cut the squash. Yeah. Cut the squash.
I'm going to set these over here. Now I'm going to slice my tomatoes. Beautiful tomatoes. I love tomatoes, don't you? I love tomatoes in so many things. You know, in the summertime, I just layer them with a little bit of fresh basil, put a little salt on them perhaps, a little bit of pepper. I also love just having a tomato and basil sandwich in the summer. Have you ever tried that? It's pretty good. All right. Put these over to the side. Surprise! We're ready to put our parchment wrapped tofu surprise together. That's up next. We're going to put these tofu surprise packages together, and it really couldn't be easier. It's really a lot of fun, and I suggest this would be a wonderful thing to do with your children in the kitchen. Everybody could make their own package. So we're going to start with putting one of our marinated tofu slices on a piece of parchment paper, and this parchment paper is cut about 20 inches by 13 inches. We want to have plenty to fold over our surprise package when we're done assembling it. And on top of that, we're going to put about 2 slices of onion. Ooh, yeah, that is nice. And a little bit more of this all-purpose seasoning. We're layering, we're seasoning as we go. Now we've got our beautiful squash slices. What I do is I arrange about 6 of these squash slices over the onion, just like that. A little bit more of that all-purpose seasoning. That's what's great about this. You really can customize it, because whatever kind of seasoning that you use, that's what's going to infuse these happy little packages. So however you like to flavor your veggies, that's what you want to use. Now, you want to use about anywhere from 3 to 6 slices of tomato, a little bit more all-purpose seasoning, and we're going to do a little bit of sea salt to taste, and a little bit of freshly ground pepper. Oh yeah, I love that pepper. Now next we have mushrooms. What we have here today is we have sliced about 12 to 14 large white button mushrooms. You could also use cremini mushrooms. You could use portobello mushrooms too. That would be delicious. About 8 ounces of mushrooms sliced very thinly. And we're going to take 1/4 of these sliced mushrooms. Just place them right over the top. Now, at this point, you could drizzle a little olive oil if you wanted to, but I'm keeping this very, very low calorie, very low fat. And we're going to put just a little bit more of our all-purpose seasoning over the top, just like that. A little bit more sea salt. You could even put tamari on it if you wanted. Then we're going to wrap them up. So what I do is I just take the 2 lengthwise pieces of our parchment. Just going to wrap that up just like that. Fold up the sides, kind of just like you're wrapping a gift package. Press that down nice and firmly. And then the other side, you're just going to wrap that up just like that. We're going to put it on our foil-lined sheet, and we're going to wrap the foil around that. But one thing I do caution, when you open these tofu packages, open it very, very carefully, because that steam coming out of there is going to be hotter than boiling water. So use caution. So let's start with another one here. We're going to take one of these marinated tofu slices. We're going to top that with a slice or 2 of our onion. Ooh, that's a big piece. I think we just need 1 slice there. A little bit more of our all-purpose seasoning, and then some beautiful summer squash slices. Zucchini's great with this too. And then a little bit more of our all-purpose seasoning right over the top of that. And then these gorgeous tomatoes. You know what would be wonderful with this too is heirloom tomatoes. More of your all-purpose seasoning, just a little dab, some sea salt or Himalayan pink salt. You could also use a little tamari if you like. A nice pop of freshly ground pepper, and then a 1/4 of your sliced mushrooms. The great thing with mushrooms is they add a very meaty flavor and a meaty look to your dish. As these mushrooms steam bake in the oven, they're going to give off their juices, and it's really going to help to flavor this up. A little bit more of our all-purpose seasoning and some sea salt. That's the whole thing. It takes about 2 minutes to assemble these. Fold each side of your parchment paper up just like that and hold it taut. Then you're going to gently fold it down, folding as you go and making a crease each time you fold it over. Take that, fold it up, and seal it. Run your fingernail across it to crimp it so it stays closed. Carefully transfer it over to your prepared pan. What I've done is I've lined a very large rimmed baking sheet with some foil with about 8 inches coming out on each side, so I can actually wrap this whole package up when I'm done with it. Well, I'm going to assemble the rest of my tofu packages, and I'm going to get them in the oven. I'm going to bake them in a preheated 400-degree oven for about 50 minutes to 1 hour, or until the vegetables are soft.
I got my tofu surprise. Such a lot of wonderful vegetables. I got my mushrooms. I got my yellow squash. Of course, I've got my tofu. A little tamari too. So make some tofu surprise. Tofu surprise.
Well, up next, I promised dessert. I promised a chocolatey dessert. I also promised a chocolatey peanut dessert that was going to be quick and easy to make. So stay tuned. Peanut butter chocolate mousse. Ooh, I love it. Sounds difficult to make, doesn't it? It takes 5 minutes to put together. Has some of my favorite things too. Of course, today we're doing surprising dishes using tofu. And what I have for this is 1 block, about 14 ounces of firm, regular tofu. I've had it in a colander, sitting over a bowl for about a half hour or so, and it's ready to put into our blender container. And we're just going to start with that toss it into your blender. You do want to break it up. If you put it in one big blob, it won't blend that well. If you put it in little pieces like this, all broken up, or if you cube it first, it's going to incorporate and become smooth a lot quicker. Now, peanut butter. You know, you could do this with almond butter, cashew butter, sunflower seed butter, any kind of nut butter that you like. What I have here is 3 heaping tablespoons of organic, smooth peanut butter. Make sure you use the non-hydrogenated variety. And just get that right in there. Now I am going to use some vegan powdered sugar in this recipe. You could also use some sucanat or brown sugar, whatever dry sweetener you like. So what I have here is 1/4 cup of vegan powdered or confectioner's sugar. And then chocolate. You know how I love chocolate. I've got 1/2 cup of vegan dark chocolate chips. It's much easier to find vegan dark chocolate chips in your supermarket these days. So just take a look for them. They're fantastic. Really great to have around to make a quick dessert like this one. So I'm adding 1/2 cup of vegan dark chocolate chips right over the top. What I have here simmering on the stove is 1/2 cup of non-dairy milk. You can use soy milk, coconut milk, rice milk, almond milk, any kind of plant-based milk that you like. In fact, you could use a homemade milk if you like. Cashew milk would also be very, very good. And I'm just bringing it to a simmer. Oh yeah, just starting to bubble. You want to quickly come over here and immediately pour that hot non-dairy milk. Ooh, yeah, you pour that hot liquid right over those chocolate chips. You can see they're immediately starting to melt. And you just want to get your blender going right away. That is perfect. Look at that. Some nice, soft peaks in there. Nice and smooth. Put this into a piping bag. You could just spoon it into your dessert cups if you wanted to, but a piping bag makes it extra festive. So I've got the mousse in my piping bag. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes or so to let it firm up, and then I'm going to pipe it into my pretty dessert dishes. Up next, parfaits. Oh, such a festive way to start our tofu surprise meal. So stay tuned. Avocado salad parfaits. Go along with our tofu surprise. Everything's very surprising, very festive today, but I've got another 5-minute recipe for you. I came up with these actually last summer. I was giving a little dinner party and I had some beautiful grape tomatoes that I had just gotten at my farmer's market, and I had a nice avocado and some lemon, and I had these pretty little parfait glasses that my husband had bought me for a gift, and I thought, I got to be able to do something with that, and avocado salad parfaits were born. First, we're going to squeeze the juice of 1/2 a medium lemon. I'm just going to put that lemon juice right in there. And then we have 1 teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil, and then we have minced 1 small clove of garlic, and then a little bit of sea salt, about 1/8 teaspoon of sea salt. You can do some freshly ground pepper in this if you like as well. And that's our very basic sauce. You can just put that right in the bottom of your bowl. And we're just going to cut up 1 avocado. We've got a nice firm avocado. We're going to slice across like that. And we're just dicing our avocado right in the skin. Makes it so super, super easy. Put it over our bowl and then just peel back the skin. This works really well on a nice firm avocado, which is what you want for this avocado salad parfait. Grape tomatoes. You know how I just adore grape tomatoes. This is so easy. All you need to do is cut the tomatoes in half. So I have 12 to 14 grape tomatoes, which I have sliced in half. You could also use cherry tomatoes. I've got 1 large avocado, which I have diced. And you do want to just fold that sauce into these tomatoes and into this avocado so you don't break that avocado up. Now here's the fun part. I have these little parfait glasses. You can use anything you want. You can certainly use champagne glasses with this. You could use a small wine glass, an aperitif. You get the idea. And then what you want to do with the top of it is take a little bit of lemon zest, put it right over the top. Isn't that gorgeous?
Avocado, tomatoes too. Get those avocado parfaits together now. Get them all together now. Add some lemon, garlic too.
Well, there you have it, avocado salad parfaits. And I'm ready to pipe my peanut butter chocolate mousse into my festive little dessert cups. And I smell that parchment wrapped tofu surprise. I think it's ready to get unwrapped and get on with the surprise. And I'm the lucky person that gets to taste it. So please stay tuned. Tofu surprise! Doesn't it look so festive? And it came together just like that. Well, to start, of course, we have my beautiful little avocado and tomato salad parfaits. This is a great way to start off a company meal. I'm going to take a little taste for you. A little bit of that lemon zest, that nice lemony dressing that we made. Tomato, avocado. With that garlic. Really good. Wow, that's tasty. You want to prepare those about a half hour before you serve them. Just let them stand to let those flavors marry. Now, surprise! And it's time to really unveil our surprise. Oh, yeah. Oh, that is just beautiful. I give everyone a nice soup spoon, and I have this in a flat soup bowl. And you can just slide your whole tofu surprise right onto the plate. You've got your gravy there, you've got everything. And this is fantastic served with quinoa, cooked brown rice, or even some really crusty bread on the side to sop up all these beautiful juices. And to finish it off, a little bit of fresh, flat-leafed parsley that has been chopped. Oh, that's fantastic. Woo! I love it. All right. Let me just take a little taste here for you. You want to get one of everything in every bite. Oh, wow. That is really good. I must tell you, if you've been afraid of tofu, if you think you don't like tofu, this is a great dish to try. Everything bakes all together, and it slow bakes and steams in that parchment. Really tastes absolutely delicious. I highly recommend that. Well, of course, I always highly recommend dessert. And look at my beautiful peanut butter mousse. And we've garnished them out with some organic raspberries. I just piped them into some little ice cream glasses. And I got to take a little taste. Oh, yeah. That is smooth. Wow, that is really good. This is a great way to serve tofu, too. No one would know that there's no cream, there's no eggs, there's no dairy products in this at all. It's so smooth, it's so creamy, so peanut buttery and chocolatey. I just love it. I had a great time sharing my tofu surprise supper with you today. So when you're looking for tofu dishes to serve your family and friends, please look to the tantalizing recipes from this show. So until next time, be happy, be healthy, and be well from the Jazzy Vegetarian.
Visit our website at jazzyvegetarian.com to connect with Laura, see video clips, find your favorite recipes, and more. Follow Laura on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. Laura Theodore's Vegan Ease includes all of the recipes featured this season and is available for $26.95. The cookbook is enhanced with over 200 beautiful full-color photos and features complete menu plans, shopping lists, and more than 130 recipes. For information or to order, visit jazzyvegetarian.com. Change.